I've got my student with me, Rabia. Rabia, how are you? Good, good. So, what we are going to do today, just explain to you, called Virtual Machine ScaleSet. If you remember that we discussed before availability set, and let me put the volume because I'm not using my. That's fine. Right. Availability set, as you know, that in case of, for example, you have got VM and this stops working, either you can create a new one or we can use an Azure service called availability set. So basically, this one, tell me what this will do, Arabia. Tell me what availability set will do. Like it will create another VM. Are you sure? I'm not talking about scale set. The like I can explain again. Remember in the UK South, we have got data center. And in data center, you got all these physical servers. And in the physical server, they're connected to power and they're connected to network switch. So when you define availability set, so for example, if you are creating a virtual machine in that data center, so it might provision over here, but in case if it's something, if you're creating a second one, so this is not in your control, is that it will go somewhere else, or maybe it might provision over here. Okay, so for that reason, you need to have a availability set, and availability set give you a different fault domain, and update domain. So in this way, the next machine will go to a different rack or different server with with a separate power supply or a network switch. So this way, if this goes wrong, something goes down, this machine is working. Yeah, understood? And similarly, we had another strategy so this is like an infrastructure redundancy. Yeah. So another option was adoption, availability. Yes. Availability zones means like so this was only in one data center, like in one building. But availability zone, say for example, your region is UK South. So in UK South, you'll have like m- minimum of three data centers. One, two, three. So if you have your virtual machine in this zone, zone one, zone two, zone three. So second machine will go to zone two, third machine to zone three. This way, in case something goes wrong, so to say, for example, this is in Birmingham, this is where I live, Wolverhampton, and this is somewhere in Walsall. If something goes wrong, a flood come or earthquake come or disaster come, at least you got your other machine working over here. Yeah. Uh, Availability set is free of charge. Availability zones free only. They will charge you for data, right? And today, what we'll discuss another option called for what is it? Tell me. We just discussed. Yes, virtual machine scale set. So, say for example, you have got a e-commerce app, like you're selling stuff here, and this is your app, and it's very busy, like normally whole year, but it gets very busy during like a sale time or Christmas period. So that's called VMSS, Virtual Machine Scale Set. So what we do, we will increase, scale out, scale in. Say like if it's a Christmas sale or something, and the traffic is very like lots of people log into your web app or your application and buying stuff, and so on the basis of this condition, we can increase our virtual machines. Okay, say for example, we put a condition if a CPU increases by 70%, then create a new VM. Yeah. And then after that, say for example, next day, your machine is not very busy, and we can put a condition if a CPU go less than like 50%, then downgrade, delete this machine and just leave it one. Yeah. So this is very cost effective and is all automated. Yeah. So let's do that a lab on it. So what do we do if I go to create a resource and just type in VM scale set, VM scale set, and we choose this one, create, and this is fine. We can call it new resource group. Just call it DLC scale set group, and we call the scale set name, say DLC scale set. Yeah, or we just call it like this, scale set. No availability zone, orchestration. So this one, we need to have an identical virtual machine. So we'll use, in our case, uniform. Uh, we want auto scaling based on CPU metric or any schedule. So we, like I said, we can put this condition. So if I select that, scaling machine can't run. If we configure this, and this is a default condition. So at the moment, selling like if the CPU goes 80% or less than 20%, scale down. Yeah. So we can change it if you want to, just to have a quick test. So we got auto scaling. So we say default instance count, so just one at the moment. Minimum we can have one, and maximum we say three. Scale out we say, because for our testing purpose, because we'll be doing a test, so I just want to make it quick, 150, increase by one, yeah, and decrease instance count by one if the CPUs goes by 20, that's fine. and cooldown time. So like when we add a when after the CPU hits more than 50%, make sure check it for 10 minutes when the traffic like balance on both machines. 10 minutes. So in our case, I just like quicker, make it 2 minutes because we're doing a test. Just make it 5. Is not happy. Okay, and save it. Save it. And next, so we are using a Ubuntu machine. Free services B1 is fine. So we use password. Remember this password, we're going to be using it LINXUSR. And the password, the usual one. Yep. Do you understand everything what I'm just saying? Do you remember we discussed Spot instance that like we can use other servers resources and but they can evict you. It can so but we don't need this over here, so just leave it like this. If that just leaves a default. If that okay, yeah. This is we have to do something at the moment over here. So it created a virtual network. So what you can do, we need to configure a few things over here on this network card. Yeah. So just click this and allow because this is a Linux machine, so we allow SSH. So we can access this machine and enable public IP address and click OK. Now we go to management. Just leave as default. Health leave as default and default and default and it's running for validation and create. So while this is created, so if I just explain again what does we do, so we created a scale set, yeah, and we have condition that if the CPU increases by 50%, create another VM, yeah, and if the CPU goes down less than 20%, uh, scale down, like, okay. So we put this condition. So let's go back. Let me check a second. Okay, is it creating? Yes, it is creating, yeah. So let's go to our scale set and you can see just check our condition. So it says, yeah, scale out means increase by 1, decrease by 1, yeah, maximum 3, not more than that. So do you understand this condition, Rabia? Good girl. Shabash. Okay, and let's availability. Don't have to worry about it. So if we go to metric and what do we do? Select a CPU metric. This is where we want a percentage. Yeah? So at the moment, let's see. We have which is mission average. This is skill set, yeah. So at the moment, there's nothing because we're not even logged on, so it doesn't show anything at the moment. Okay, now what we can do, if you go to instance, that the instance is showing like one skill set, like one machine is running here. Yeah, so this is a public IP address, and so now we do a test. We log on to this machine via SSH port, which is 22, and we will install and do this stress install test on it, and just wait for a few minutes to see that the condition is met, and it creates another machine. Yeah. So if I go to my terminal, I just clear that. Let me copy. Where is gone? Screen. All right, so just copy that, and we just log on to our virtual machine, as I said. So the command is, so this is my MacBook. So in your Windows, you can use your command prompt. And in my Mac, I'm using terminal. So SSH Linux user and then copy the IP address, enter, yes, and password, enter. Ooh, something wrong. Last time it worked. Password. Give me 1 second. Stop. Right. I think I forgot my password. So let's try to fix this. So if I go to so where is my skill set? Go to my resource group. Go to my skill set, and this is my skill set. So what do we do? Search for reset. Type reset. Yes. Reset password. And reset password again. So remember our limit is there. So I'll remember this time. BASSW0RD123. ASSWRD123 exclamation. Update. So that will take few seconds. Successful. Okay, let's try again. Control C. So what is our password for this one? What's the IP address? So if you go to ScaleSet and go to instances and ScaleSet and go to copy this and go to our terminal and SSH enter this and try again. What is going on? Maybe let's try this again. It should work. What was the sometimes it takes time. Copy SSH. Did we allow SSH on the network card? On the network card, remember we did a setting? No. On the no. DLC. How? This is the one. LINX. Oh, LINX. Just a mistake. So SSH L LINX U Linux. Okay. That's it. Done. See the silly mistake sometime. Gosh, so we do sudo apt update. This will update all the libraries. And then what we do, what was the other command? Sudo apt install stress. Okay, that's done. So now we're gonna install this program called stress. So that will like mimic and increase the CPU in percentage, and then we can test. It will increase the scale set by 1 instance. Sudo sudo apt install. What was the command to start? Remember? Right. So we go to our terminal again. So that's done. So what was that? Come on. No, no. Palette. What was it before? No. Stress. You're not following, huh? You're not helping me today. So what the command is stress 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 CPU 1000. So what this command will do, it will increase our CPU to 100%. So if you go back to our scale set, and you can see our metrics. So we type CPU, yeah, percentage CPU, and you can see that, yeah, it started increasing. It's gone to 70 pin points, so it will take about a few minutes, yeah. So just reiterate everything what we have done now while this is going on. So we are doing a lab on virtual machine skill set, and this will increase or decrease, or we can say scale out and scale in based on based on which condition? Talk to me, please. No, 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 no. What condition we it will met, then it will scale out. What condition do we put in? CPU percentage goes above here and goes less than, so it will scale down, scale in. Okay. So let's see. If we go back, so if you refresh it, so it is working here. Plus 2000 and right. So let me check. It is recording. Yes. Now we can see that after a few minutes, it's gone to 99. So if we go back to our instance, say it is increased. It is increased by 2. Okay. Now we need to scale out. So what do? We just kill that command, and come back after uh, say 5 minutes. Now you can see it's deleting the second skill set. The issue was in the scaling. We need to have instance count to 1 and maximum only 1 increase limit or default limit. So if you go to instances, refresh it, yes, done. Right. So hopefully this is quite informative for you. So what we have done, we have increased and decreased and did a stress test and use virtual machine scale set. Thank you very much and hopefully see you in our next video. Bye for now.